Hello and welcome to another video. This video would be about probably the most common question I get asked, which is what type of paints do I use? I use a variety of different brands for different techniques, and I'll explain a little bit about each one for you. Alright, let's get started. I'm sure some of you have noticed that when I paint during my speed paintings, I always start in black and gray, and this is a method I learned at a painting seminar by one of my favorite artists, Greg Simpkins. Basically, you just want to pre-mix the full scale from white to black, and this will save you a ton of time when you're painting the underpainting. So this would be used for the base of your painting. Then you use transparent layers of color on top to give it a little three-dimensional feel. Alright, to mix them I use a brand called Golden Fluid Acrylics. So I use this titanium white, you can use this carbon black. I also add a touch of Payne's gray, but I would suggest using heavy body Mars black and golden because it's matted and the carbon black is the gloss. I also use these paint trays that you can get from Home Depot or Lowe's, and they're perfect for your palette. So I put the white there, the 10%, 20, 30, 40, and I skip to 50, 80, and then full carbon black. And for the middle, that's where you would add the water. I use a spray bottle. It's very easy, and then you just dip in and out between each colors, and it saves a lot of time when you pre-mix all of these first for your underpainting. Later on, I'll be making a tutorial on all of these steps in detail. So my favorite brand of paint are these Golden Fluid Acrylics. These are probably the most often paints I use throughout all my paintings, but I'll explain about the different brands I use for different techniques. They come in a variety of colors and are very similar to watercolors, and I used to do strictly watercolors when I started out. So it was a very easy transition for me to switch to acrylics using this translucent watercolor method over the black and gray. So if you're looking for different surfaces to paint on, such as wood or metal, I would definitely suggest this matte medium to apply a coat of this over your gesso, and it basically gives you something for the paint to grab a hold of. I used to use this golden acrylic glazing liquid instead of water. It's a bit expensive, but water does the job just fine as well. I also use these high flow acrylics. These are great, same thing, they're a little bit more watered down, and I think they're for airbrushing. If you're not doing an underpainting, I wouldn't suggest using these by themselves just because they're very watered down and it would be very hard to grade consistent layers by themselves. But with an underpainting, you're glazing transparent layers of color that show through the values of the black and gray. I also use heavy body acrylics, and these are, perfect for touch-ups and or trying to lay really thick paint down with a palette knife. I also use the brand Liquidex, really high quality paint as well in the heavy body. Another really great brand I use is Nova Color Acrylics. Very affordable, very high quality paint, and they come in a variety of colors in opaque and transparent colors. People always ask me what colors I use for my colorful smoke, and it mostly consists of this brand called System 3 neon fluorescent paints, and these paints also glow under the black light as well. I'm also a huge fan of these artist inks. They come in extremely vibrant colors and are really great for kind of like watercolor blends and stuff, and I use these quite frequently as well. Well, I hope this video helped, but always remember that it's really not the brands of paint that make you an artist, it's what you do with them. So just find what you're most comfortable with and stick to it, but always try to experiment with new things, because that's why I use so many different brands, is because I'm always looking for something I haven't tried yet. Thanks for watching. Next week I'll be explaining different types of canvas and paper I use and how to prep them.